Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whenever you may be. I am Mezz, and welcome to my Wazhack mezzanine, where today I'm playing on behalf of Yarvie Nytmar, that is. Some of you may be wondering why she's not playing herself. I'm trying to remember the colourful metaphor she used. She said that she would rather spend the night in a Hyron nightclub than play some game for the entertainment of some internet. Might help to clarify that a nightclub in Hyron would theoretically be empty, considering it's an abandoned world, pretty much. But it's the sort of thing that Yarvie is into anyway. Nightclubs, that is. I'm not really all that prepared for this, because I was expecting her to do it herself, but oh well. You got me playing on Yarvie's behalf. I'll be talking a bit about her character and her backstory, and I will be playing as a character as similar to her as I can make. So let's start with picking the character. We have got all of these. Let's just have a quick look through the other page. Now I think the most appropriate one here is the Valkyrie. Preferably I'd have her wielding a sword, but she is very definitely a she. So let's start by changing the name. Yarvie Nytmar. And let's look at the stats. Well, I wouldn't actually say Yarvie's all that strong or accurate. I think her strong point is her charisma and her constitution. She's certainly not all that intelligent, though. Don't tell her I said it. She will literally rip my head off. So let's just fine-tune this a little bit. No, that's as fine-tuned as we can get it. That's fine. It's fine. Okay, I'm happy with that stat layout. Just change that to neutral, because it's the most accurate to her we can get. Personally, I'd put her down as chaotic good, or chaotic neutral rather. We have got chaotic good. I wouldn't say she's a good guy though, she's more neutral. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's get in there and get talking about Yarvie. So, Commander / Princess Yarvie Nytmar is both the Princess of Nytmar and the commander of the elite guard in the Hyron High Security prison where the first story takes place. As that might make a little bit of obvious, she doesn't want to be princess or royalty, she'd rather be a warrior, a fighter. Oh, that's now an enchanted crude dagger, I'll make note of that for myself. So, another important thing about Yarvie that might be, well, for anyone familiar with them would be obvious as soon as you know that she's a Nytmar. The Nytmar family are all vampires, and yet rulers at the same time. Apparently this is a cursed helmet, brilliant. Oh, there's a fresh morning star though, looks like I'll go with dual morning stars. Although, perhaps I should switch to a sword and a dagger at some point soon, because that is more Yarvie's style. She's a very competent warrior, in fact incredibly, considering that she's pretty hard to kill and amazing with her family weapon, which isn't something I've really mentioned much as previous characters. I think Asus may have mentioned Blan a little bit. I expect Ben will have passed over Carver a lot, but I know that Prestel Young doesn't know anything about him and her, which are his family weapons. Okay, here's a dagger and a short sword. That'll do nicely. In fact, I'll take the... I guess the other dagger's just gone, the one that got enchanted. Oh well. So there's the sword equipped. I need to unequip the morning star before I can equip the dagger. There we go. That's a much more Yarvie build. So yeah, she's a bit of a rebel to her own family, not wanting to be a princess and prim and proper and all that usual princess crap, and instead leaving to join the guards of a prison. Of a particularly boisterous prison at that. I'm actually a little low on health, so I'm just going to send my Dalmatian into attack here. I'll join him, of course, but I want him to take the brunt of the blows for a moment and have a rest. So, where was I? I just about explained that she is a princess, she is a vampire, and that she's a guard. Yeah, I'll take that. So what about the country she is a princess of? Well, Nytmar is one of the... In fact, no, the largest world known to the cast of my story at the very least. There might be a bigger out there, but it's not been discovered. Making her father one of the most powerful men there is. And also a vampire. But she doesn't want to be part of that. She doesn't want to have that power. She just wants to fight stuff. Go to clubs and bars and taverns and sleep with random men and generally be instinctual and primal. She's a very thoughtless character that likes to sleep around a lot, more than anything else. I'm going to equip that asymmetrical dagger because, aside from the fact that my crude dagger seems to have disappeared, it would probably be better anyway. That's cool, I like that. It's all wiggly. Anyway, let's go fight this way a little bit. Grab this pear. So because of its size, there's not much that they can't get hold of in the Nytmar realms. It's kind of hard to know what to call it, because Nytmar is a city, and a country, and a province, and an entire world. So it's a little hard to figure out what to call it, and all that distraction on trying got that version of Yarvie killed. So let's go for a slightly tougher version this time. Drop a little bit of the charisma for a bit more, dexterity and strength. Get me a little tougher in combat. But I don't want to drop the charisma too much, because, as I said, it is Yarvie's main point. She's a very attractive character, or at least she's meant to be. Also very keen on using that charm of hers to, if not get out of fighting, that she can't win, give her a little dirty advantage in the fight. I haven't set up my weapons, but I think I'm fine with an axe and a shield for now, because I don't have a sword, which is what I would rather use as Yarvie. Got good armour this time at least. And at least I'm hitting things this time. I'll take the dagger. I'll want it soon enough. Let's go this way first. So... that was a nasty little brawl for a moment. Okay, I'll take all of that. Anything else? No, let's get those weapons equipped then. Lose the shield and the axe and get those two equipped. Lovely. And have a little bit of... oh no, there's a jackal there. I was going to rest, but there's a jackal. Let's try that again. So, trying to think of where I was now. I was about to tell you about the prison that Yarvie is a guard in. She's been working there for a long time now. I'm not sure of the exact length on the top of my head, but keep in mind she's a vampire, so she's immortal, so very long time. Still looks like a teenager. You know, late teens, 18, 19-ish. Yeah, let's keep going this way. She doesn't really get to do a huge amount there, because even when prisoners escape, it's generally down to the normal guards, and it's not like there's all that much conflict in the world up until the first book. not since the events of the Battle of Sleek's Folly, which will be briefly mentioned every now and then. It was the most recent war, the end of it, before the first book. So, yeah, she's gone there seeking glory and being a knight and all that sort of thing. Well, not a knight, but a fierce, famous warrior sort of deal. It's what she was looking for, and she's not really found any of it, but there's none of that sort of thing actually to be found at the moment. Because no one's at war, there's no fighting. The best she can do is try and stop prisoners from escaping, so that's what she does. And it really actually falls down to her and her team of elite guards, as most of the time... I'm going to take that oriental sword. Yarvie has been known to wield katanas on occasion. And it seems to be a very crap oriental sword. Oh well. Looks like it's doing more damage, it's just barely ever hitting. That's not nice. Let's get dual wielding, get a little bit of a faster attack. So yeah, where was I? Right, yes. Catching escaping prisoners rarely actually falls to her and her elite team. It usually falls to the normal guards, because they can normally handle it. But once in a while a particular prisoner might escape, such as someone from the Mage's Tower, which are usually quite powerful wizards. And you're gonna need an elite team to handle them, because most of the normal guards don't have any sort of magic whatsoever. Most of the elite team does. I've stopped reading that book because I'm not going to learn it if it takes that long to read. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. What was I saying? Yes, most of the elite guards use magic and can handle magical escapees, but Yarvie herself does not, except for her vampire magics, which can be a lot of things, to be honest. So I just had to kill these snakes and hopefully not die. Thank you very much. Lovely deaths. I think I'll take weapons knowledge. You can sense the better weapon while dual wielding. That sounds good to me. Of course, it's going to be the sword, which I think I've got in the wrong hand. Yeah, I don't want the sword in my left hand. Let's unequip everything for a moment and then re-equip the sword first. Thank you. And then the Uncursed dagger. Lovely, that's much more like it. Although, now that I consider it, I'm not going to bother switching it back, but Yarvie does actually wield her sword in her left hand, despite being right-handed. But that's mostly because it's a magical sword, it's her family weapon. Yarvie would love this. Everything being all rainbowy and cosmic, as the game puts it. She would love it. Get her a bit of excitement for an hour at least. But I'm going to need to sleep it off so I can actually see what's going on. Have I got any carrots to eat? Yes, that'll help. So yeah, Yarvie doesn't really use much magic aside from her magical sword. But she's skilled enough in her combat and vampire abilities and all that sort of thing that she can handle anything, really, that tries to escape. Anything until the events of the first book. Yarvie isn't actually too big a part of the main story. She has her own story. I've actually got a couple of books planned in the future, starring Yarvie and a friend of hers, Harriet Moole, who they actually meet in the first book. because she is relevant at that point because she's working there. And yeah, her and this friend Harriet go off on their own little sort of adventures as a sort of odd couple. Got splashed with acid there, that's a shame. That will have weakened my armour, but oh well. I don't really care. This video isn't about the gameplay, it is about what I'm talking about the character. I've got two of anything, two of them, brilliant. Ooh, brilliant! See what the fat one does. It's a cursed wand of create monster, no thank you. And cursed scroll of magic mapping, much more like it. Have we got any other wands? No. Crap. Not going to be the easiest of fights. No, I'm in a little bit of trouble here. Oh, maybe not. Although I'm in a bit of trouble if I can't hit that thing. It looks like I'm only using the sword, probably because the dagger's a dagger next to an amazing sword. So yeah, let's take that off and put the axe back on. That might work a little better. Might help that I'm actually trained with axes. Screw it, let's switch to stuff that I can actually use after I've had a bit of a nap. And an eat. I really ought to pay a little more attention to that. I need a lot to eat right now. There we go. Well, hello, random sleepy trap. Oh well. There's a spiked mace there. -2 Morningstar, and that'll be the one I dropped earlier. And that ringmail suit should be able to replace the one I'm wearing, which got splashed with acid, I believe. Maybe it'll be better. -5 + 3, so no it's not. Swap them back then. Actually, let's try out this bronze splint mail. Might be even better. +5, it's the same pretty much. Alright, that'll do. Jump over. I said jump. I'm over encumbered, aren't I? Silly me. I need to drop some stuff. Like that and that and that. And maybe some of them. Still over encumbered. I should really look at that before I try and run and jump. Just try that. There we go. That's what I was aiming for. Anyway, where was I on the... There's an acid blob. I don't really want to mess with that. You can upgrade your backsword skills. Oh, that's not where you were meant to take me, but... Okay. Skills? Backswords, lovely. So now I can use backswords, whatever they are. I guess that's the oriental one. And I can upgrade something here as well. Let's go for gastronomy, because I'm out of food. Not really going for anything too accurate to the character, because there's nothing that accurate to the character available. And that is a firestone. Let's hope I can pick it up. Without it burning me. Brilliant. That's what I was aiming for. I'm going to throw something at this guy. I'm not, because I've got barely anything to throw. That's not going to hurt him, because he's a fire dude. Let's grab that mace and throw that at him, and hope it's not cursed. Seriously, I need to be closer. Doesn't look like it's cursed, though. I've completely stopped talking about the matter at hand now, haven't I? Cool, happy with that. So... what have I said? I've said who she is, where she comes from, where she works, and what she does. I've said a little bit about what she's like and what she likes to do. I've mentioned that she's going off in her own little direction, along with Harriet, who I haven't really talked about, but I'm going to save for her own video, which she's probably not going to want to be in. But meh. Not a lot I can do about that, to be honest. That's going to stun me, isn't it? Yeah. So, fall back, and yeah, sure, my dog can kill him. I'm happy with that too. And I'll throw this short sword at that eye, right in the eye. Damn it. Let's re-equip my axe. Killed it that time anyway. All's good. In the hood. Like it should be. Anyway. Can't really think of anything more that I have to say about Yarvie. Aside from the fact that in combat, she wouldn't be wearing this much clothing. Granted, she doesn't need armour anyway, not very much of it, because the only places she can get killed are stake through the heart or chopping off her head, so she just needs to protect her neck and her heart. Any more armour is just restricting her movement. She doesn't need it. That's the one I tried to read earlier. Let's read that one instead. And, so yeah, although you see her in a lot of armour at the start of the book, it's mostly ornamental and sort of her uniform. There I go, Dad. That's fine, I'll leave it here because we've hit 20 minutes and I've not got much left to say. I'll just finish off this thought. Yeah, throughout the book, as the fighting gets harder and harder, Yarvie strips off her armour gradually, bit by bit, until she's practically wearing nothing. That's mostly so that she can actually move, but partially to illustrate how, let's say, free with her body she is. She also spends a lot of time in her own series, in pubs, sleeping with strangers, waking up next to strange men, or at one point being stopped from going off with a stranger who turned out to be an assassin, but that's beside the point. She's offset quite heavily by the character of Harriet, who they become quite close during the first book and spend all of their time together afterwards, generally. Literally at one point, but that's a plot point that I'm not going to discuss. And they're a very different pair. They're very different to each other. And Harriet becomes very good at reining in Yarvie from all this freedom, I suppose, but also insanity, I suppose. In her own little way. She's not really being safe or careful, and she is a princess. That's not really what a princess is meant to do. But anyway, I'm going to stop this here because I have run out of things to say about her for the most part. Her part in the first book is actually quite large, despite her not being part of the main storyline and having her own storyline to go off and do. In fact, everyone's part in the main book is quite large, because if they survive it, they're going to have been instrumental in something that happened that day. She's not the only leader of the elite guard. There is another guy, but he's irrelevant. And, oh, her father is completely and utterly unaware of how much of a slut she is. Just throwing that out there as well, because I'm pretty sure that if he knew, he would stop her or something. Yeah, that's about all I've got to say about Yarvie. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed getting to know that character. I don't know who I'm going to play as next time. Probably Pele, to be honest. He might be able to do it himself. I'm sure I could talk him into it. He's a pretty persuadable chap. So yeah. Plus he'll do anything for Asus. So yes, Pele Ragier will be the next character I play as, also known as Pele of the Sky Temple. He is a paladin that fights with a stick and wind magic. But he is a pretty competent martial artist, to be honest. So yeah, I'll be playing as him next week, or he will be playing himself perhaps, hopefully. That will be even better. And I'll see you all then for that. Thanks for watching this one, and bye.